So I had my doctor's appointment yesterday, and okay. So first of all, I was like, cancel it, just make it a phone call because I can't get out of bed. Like, I've been passing out trying to go to the washroom. I pissed myself and fucking fell in it. I'm coughing constantly. I'm so dizzy. I'm just sick and tired of being so fucking sick and tired and going to a doctor that can't do anything about it. So I ended up going. I was gonna challenge him and be like, there's fucking parasites in my lungs and I'm gonna die. And my oxygen's dropping, my heart hurts. And I started talking and I got basically through my lungs and the fact that I had a headache, and I didn't get to the point that it was leaking out of my ear. He just cuts me off, right? So he listens to my chest. This has been my doctor for over a year, who has treated me for my asthma, who's told me I have had asthma. And he takes a step back and looks at me and goes, oh, you have asthma. I've never treated you for asthma. And it was just like, oh my God. So my oxygen before I left the house was sitting at 90. So I get to back my walk or whatever. So on my walk, of course, I'm coughing up a whole bunch of crap. And by the time I get there, my lungs are a lot clearer. And I get all the way up to 94%. So he's like, you need a nebulizer. So I went to go get the nebulizer. And after 2 nebulizations, I was at 94%. So it didn't help at all. It's just hurt me more than anything. He was so focused on me and my antipsychotics and what I'm on and what I'm not taking, and I ended up with a shitload more pills, and not one of them's gonna help me physically get out of this bed and get back to work and move on with my life. And it's so frustrating. So my friend comes over yesterday and he like organizes them for me. And he's like, you have like 4 bottles of the same medication. Like, why are they still giving you sleeping pills? You sleep all the time. Didn't you tell them that? Yeah, I've been complaining about this. But it's like every word out of my mouth is just completely ignored by doctors. And it's insanity going back to the doctors and trying to get help. And I felt so helpless when I was there that I guess I didn't want to pick a fight with him. I wanted to just let him stay ignorant because he's been ignorant for so fucking long. And I mean, it's just so frustrating dealing with this guy. His puppet strings are very strong. And yeah, so I go over to the pharmacy and I'm waiting on these 2 inhalers that I'm supposed to be getting. And I end up with a whole shitload more pills. Everything I've had in the last 6 months got refilled again. So I have months worth of months and months of medication. And they're phoning me. Oh, there's another medication here for you to pick up. So they will give me all the drugs I need to kill myself, apparently. They know I'm suicidal. They know last year, at this time, I was in the hospital. Drug overdose. Year before that, same thing. Stockpiled of doctor's medications. Drug overdose. It's really frustrating. But I think the most frustrating part right now that I'm dealing with is like, I'm okay in the head. Like, yeah, I've been through a lot of shit, but right now I've kind of come to a lot of peace and I've lost a lot of that anger. And so in my headspace, I'm a lot better. Like, there's not so much violence, so I'm not all violent. And just physically being so sick. So going back to doctors is insanity. I've been doing it for 5 years. And so I'm getting my own shit. They won't let me see my chest x-ray. I looked at that chest x-ray and I knew I'm gonna die. The meds I'm using isn't working and it's just a matter of time. And my lungs have gotten worse and worse and worse. And my headache and, well, honestly, my headache gets so bad and then my ear seems to start leaking. Like it'll feel like you have an ear infection or something that comes on like that. And then it's like a stabbing pain and then you get liquid. And it's clear liquid, sticky. So my headaches aren't getting to the point anymore where I'm like lying there crying, holding my head. So that's a bonus. I don't think the solution to my headache is probably good sign. I don't know. And then I got my ultrasound ordered again, so I don't have to deal with doctors. And my other shit's coming on the 20th of February. Should be. So I'm just in waiting mode. I am waiting on court. I'm waiting on my shit. Basically with court, what's going on is I pled guilty to robbery and possession of a weapon, I do believe. Yeah, I didn't have any weapons, but it's okay, whatever. So that whole pharmacy thing and this court thing and whatever, my frustration is I went to 5 different doctors. Well, 4 different doctors, 1 doctor twice. The pharmacy has the power to refill a medication once it's expired. They could give me the emergency medication I needed so I could go back and talk to a doctor properly without going in there all freaking out after withdrawing from medication because you fell asleep in a hospital bed. Yeah, I guess I'm just all over the place this morning. My train of thought is just everywhere. But basically, I'm sitting in limbo, waiting for everything. Nothing's gonna happen till the end of February. Except for me getting sicker and sicker. I don't want to start coughing, so I'm not gonna stop. Jesus Christ. So, no. That's my fucking life right now. Just getting sicker. Doctor's telling me there's nothing wrong with me. I have court. Don't know what the hell is really happening with that. I haven't been to court. I just get a phone call from my lawyer or a text message saying that they've been to court. It is and has been a difficult journey, and just knowing my life is going to come to an end. And it didn't have to. I could have worked. I could have moved on from this. I mean, I got over so much shit with doctors telling me I'm delusional that it never ever happened. With them drugging me and putting me back into the past. I got up. I recovered. I went to work. And I get drugged again. I will never win the words on the screen. They will be there till the day I die. But hopefully my story gets out there and It's the general public that says, what the fuck? And let's hopefully hold the 5 doctors accountable that have allowed me to die. To write such words on the screen that doctors hate me so much that I go to a doctor's appointment, or I go into the hospital for, well, I went to like 2 doctors trying to get this ear infection treated, and then I ended up going to Merge, and nobody looked in my ear, and I got seen by a shrink, and I was crying in so much pain because of my ear, and I got put in the psych unit. 2 days later, my ear ruptured. So it was about 5 days altogether between when I went into a Merge for an ear infection, between the time a doctor looked in my ear. I have not, and I never will get the medical care I need from these doctors. I've tried private doctors. They told me it'd be a waste of my money. There's nothing they can do for me. I'm just at the point where I'm more pissed off that I survived all that shit and I got off that mountain only to be given a death sentence. They took pictures, they know what happened. I go to doctors, they tell me I'm delusional. I remember after being thrown down a flight of stairs, Darcy bringing me a drink. And then he left and I ran out to the person that was watching me. I was pregnant with Travis. And they drove away. They were sitting there for hours and they drove away. But this has been a long enough video, I think. I don't really just, most of my PTSD right now is surviving. What Darcy's face looked like after I survived. The doctors, after I always survived, telling me I'm going to be dead in 3 years, or I'm going to be dead in 5 years. Always sirens, never for me.